buenas tardes, buenas noches o buenos días, porque depende cuándo nos vas a ver. Soy la super comadre Claudia de RadioCristalUSA.com, and I'm super excited to be here today because this is one of the things I love to do is to be on this couch and have a new super comadre and sometimes a super compadre, depending on who they are. And I'm just here to elevate and share resources, journeys, and stories because you never know who's listening who might need that support, that help, that guidance, or maybe just those words. So I'm super excited to have one of my new super comadre. Her name is Silvia Villalpando.
Thank you for having me.
And she is with Habitat for Humanity. So you've probably heard of Habitat for Humanity. You've probably seen some of the news stories, but I brought someone here today that's going to talk about it in inglés y también en español, to make sure that la comunidad has access, has resources, has connections to Silvia Villalpando and Habitat for Humanity. But before we get a chance to know her, I want to bring in my super producer, super comadre, Liliana Elizondo. ¿Dónde estás y cómo estás?
Hey, I'm right here, behind the scenes. Como siempre, aquí atrásito, comadre. Cuidando que todo salga bien. Taking care of you.
Yes. Siempre. And speaking of taking care of you, taking care of me, who's taking care of you today? Because es un día especial para todas las mamás en Latinoamérica. ¿Qué día es hoy?
Día de las Madres.
And I have in studio audience today. One more time.
Happy Mother's Day, comadre.
A ti. Are you mama?
I'm not.
Not yet. But thank you. Do you have nieces, nephews?
I sure do.
I have those. That counts.
Yeah.
So you never know. There's some little person looking up to you. If you were in their life and you were there to support, hey, sometimes you get called mom and you're la tía, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. So happy Mother's Day. Feliz Día de las Madres, because without us, we wouldn't be sitting here doing this. The world wouldn't be going around and comercio and business and music and all that, because
who rules the world?
Girls. I love it. So un saludo grande, un beso grande a mi mamá, Carmen Macias. Es la super comadre's mamá. Y, because of her, I'm here being able to do the things. And my dad, had something to do with it too. But my mom, thank you, Mom, for bringing me into this world and making sure that I had everything I needed to grow, develop, and learn. And now I'm a mom. I got my 2 own girls. So I'm honored to be mom of Citlali and Pilar Villegas. Ahora.
Right. Bueno, un saludo a mi mamá, aprovechando también que está en México, y le mandamos un regalito desde aquí. Ya lo recibió en la mañana, era un desayuno, flores, globos, bien bonito. Así que feliz Día de las Madres a mi mami también. Y a todas las mamis del mundo.
A todas las mamás. Sí,
bueno, comadre, para continuar, thank you so much for being our sponsors. And remember, if you would like to be one of our sponsors, talk directly to la super comadre Claudia Macias or to me at 281-258-1427, or send us an inbox or send us any message. Remember, we are on 4 Facebook pages. We are on LinkedIn, 2 YouTube live channels, and Twitter. So at any point, you're going to see us.
Yes, you
on
will.
Any platform. And also, we're live on RadioCristalUSA.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. live. And also, the show repeats. El show de la super comadre Claudia Macias repeats every day at 10 in the morning and 10 p.m. So, do not miss it. ¿Lista, comadre?
Listo. ¿Tenemos unos sponsors ahorita?
Claro que sí.
Bueno. Al rato regresamos con mi nueva super comadre Silvia Villalpando with Habitat for Humanity. I'm La Super Comadre from RadioCrystalUSA.com, and I just want to tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So, La Super Comadre, my platform is all about bringing people on, special guests, who either do something for the community, who have done something for the community, who match up the pillars of what my show is about, which is about taking care of your heart and soul, which is about political engagement, which is about education. So every person that comes on can be a super comadre or a super compadre, someone that's out there doing something for the community. So I invite you all to listen and to watch every Tuesday when we record the show. But it also repeats on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 10 o'clock at night on RadioCrystalUSA.com. And don't forget to give us a like. Adios. Super. Hablando de comercio, business, and eyelashes, I would like to bring an attention and my eyes and your eyes if you're watching, and also your ears if you're listening, to my new Super Comadre, and we are coming straight out of the SDC mobile studios for RadioCrystalUSA.com. So thank you, Tony Garcia, Maria Garcia with SDC Builds for sponsoring the location. So I want to introduce you again to the listening audience to Silvia Villalpando, Habitat with Humanity. Tell us a little bit about you and what do you do with Habitat for Humanity? And what is Habitat for Humanity?
My pleasure. It's my favorite thing to explain what I do and what we do as an organization. So, mi nombre es Silvia Villalpando, and I am the Homeowner Services Manager, la gerente de los Homeowner Services con Houston Habitat. Houston Habitat is a builder and a community developer. What Houston Habitat does is they are a nonprofit, but they focus on affordable housing. So we have a homeownership program for those who are interested in home buying. And what makes us different and stand out is that we make sure that people have an affordable mortgage. So the other thing is right now, there is in our program, when you're admitted to the program, there is no, we have plenty of houses. Right now in the open market, as you know, there's not enough inventory, but within our program, we have houses dedicated to those who are lower income to help them become home buyers through our homeownership program.
Excellent. And I've heard a little bit growing up about. I mean, it's a program that's been around since like the early 70s. I want to say
in Houston, we were established in 1987.
In 87, okay. And then I remember hearing like projects on the news, and then you see the families getting the new homes. I always, I want to clear it up because sometimes I'm like, is it, how do you sign up for this? Or is it a free house? Or how does this work? Is it a free house? Is it not a free house? And how can people, follow or become part of this program if they're in need of a home?
Yeah. And that's a great question because we do run into those questions a lot. It's a big misconception that people think we give away houses. It's because what we do is we spotlight the families. It's a big accomplishment. Yeah. So we do spotlight them, and because of that, a lot of times it looks like we're giving away houses, but it's not a giveaway of a house. It's actually a partnership. You are going to have a mortgage, so we do have to check the ability to pay, and you are going to partner with Houston Habitat to become a homeowner. So you are going to have a mortgage.
Okay. So let's say if it was me, and I walk me through the process. So for the listening audience, so they can see what it feels like in a nutshell. If it was me, how is there an application? What do they look for? And what is my participation in this?
Absolutely. So to apply, and how the program works is you would have to submit an application with some documentation that we request. Once you submit the application, we look for three things. We're going to look for a need for housing. So each applicant must demonstrate they have a need for housing. So need for housing can mean that they live in an overcrowded home. It can mean that they're living in unsafe or unsanitary home. So unsafe could be, there's crime in the area, there's thefts, there's break-ins. Unsanitary could be that there's mold as well, and something that is affecting their health. A lot of families live with mold and the landlord neglects.
Especially right now, we're still dealing with a lot of families who are dealing with Harvey.
Yes.
Dealing with that, homes that are still, I can still see some tarp on some homes here in Houston. So and
a lot of our families, they come and they tell me, we've been living with mold for years, and we didn't even know, and we have, asthma, they develop bronchitis. So that's something that we want to help families out of. Another thing could also mean if they are cost burden. So if they're paying more than 30% of what they make a month towards their rent and their living expenses, that's cost burden. And we want to help those people out of those situations. And to purchasing a home, you're building that equity, and actually, it's an involvement that they're doing. They're actually also helping the community by paying the taxes that they pay. They're giving back to the community, and this is how the resilience in the communities grow.
Got it.
Through homeownership.
So then let's say I apply, let's say I turn in all my documentation and and they say, yes, you are it. Then what happens next?
So whenever you apply, we're going to look at your need for housing, your willingness to partner.
Okay.
So the willingness to partner.
What does that look like?
So that looks like you doing a little bit of volunteer hours. So we term it sweat equity.
Oh, vamos a sudar.
So, yes. So we do not require a down payment, but what we do require is some voluntary hours.
Okay.
So they do 200 for single applicants, 250 for dual applicants, and it consists of educational classes. So we want to prepare these families for long term.
Got it.
So a largo plazo, para que no nomás compres su casa, pero también puedan triunfar en la casa y seguir en la casa por años, ¿verdad?
Sí.
So they can pass it on to their kids and they actually build equity. So in this education, they're going to learn a lot about budgeting, how to save money, and how the credit works. And and we put them into credit counseling, which is awesome, because we need to make sure is that they not just get to the closing table, but even after closing, we want them to have more opportunities. Okay. Because our mission is to build strength, independence, and stability. And through our educational process, through the homeownership program, they get that because we give them all those tools. Then after also with the willingness to partner, they have to be willing to buy the houses where we're building. So we're only building on the northeast side of Houston. Okay. So solo construimos en el noreste de Houston.
Noreste. A ver, unas calles por allí para estar.
Tidwell y Mesa.
Oh, ok. Tidwell y Mesa. Y para el español, vamos a cambiar un poquito el español porque precisamente estábamos hablando antes de ir al aire la necesidad de traer personas que hablen en español para distribuir la información de Habitat for Humanity. Porque hemos visto en unos lugares aquí en Houston donde están reconstruyendo, remodelando, y las personas que han estado viviendo aquí por muchos años, por generaciones, pierden sus casas, porque las casas no son de ellos, son las rentas. Y luego las personas que quieren vender para los multimillionaires, multimillionaires that are coming in to redevelop, which I get it, they want to redevelop, but then the people that have been here for generations get pushed down. Yeah. So it sounds to me like this is a great deal for a good project or a good program for those that are in need to be able to stay or to learn how to stay in their own home.
Y yo les aconsejo a todos que apliquen para saber dónde están. Okay. Porque es bien importante no tener miedo de aplicar y aprender el proceso. Porque el proceso no es duro, es nomás informarse de lo que se necesita. Primeramente, buscamos una necesidad, ¿verdad? Una necesidad para una vivienda mejor. Miramos a dónde están viviendo, están pagando mucha renta, quizás están viviendo muy amontonados, están viviendo tal vez con que tienen mojo en las paredes o tienen muchos problemas que no se han arreglado donde están rentando.
A riesgo de la salud, que están viviendo en un lugar que no está saludable.
Sí, y muchas veces nosotros, los hispanos, creemos que estamos agradecidos de lo que tenemos, pero en veces nosotros merecemos más.
Sí.
Entonces es bien importante buscar más. Y yo me encanta ayudar a la gente para poder encontrar sus casas, porque de verdad Houston Habitat de verdad cree que todos merecen una casa, de su propia casa, ¿verdad? Donde pueden estar cómodos y no estar dando dinero a la renta, que nunca lo van a volver a ver. Cuando compren la casa, eso lo van a volver a ver toda su vida y se la pueden dejar a sus hijos. También buscamos...
Es muy importante lo que dijiste, dejarles a sus hijos, porque muchas veces viven en casas que no son, están rentando y luego ya los hijos, o sea, los papás, algo les pasa, a lo mejor necesitan el dinero, like maybe they can get some equity out of the house, but they can't because the house doesn't belong to them.
Yeah, no, I've seen many situations. Es una cosa bien triste y por eso a mí me gusta, yo siempre me gusta estar hablando con la gente que no tiene, en veces tenemos miedo a buscar ayuda
o
preguntar porque en veces, especialmente algo tan grande como comprar casa, es algo que tememos mucho porque no entendemos cómo trabaja. Pero yo estoy aquí para decirles que es algo que no está tan duro. Lo que pueden hacer, y si mucha gente, la mayoría de la gente tiene miedo por el crédito.
Sí, pero
Yeah.
lo que dijiste ahorita, parte de ser cuando haces esta aplicación, ¿son las clases o
Sí.
les dan ayuda de cómo
Exactamente.
conocer, tener
So,
buen crédito, qué se requiere para tener buen
Yeah.
crédito? Okay.
So, sí buscamos el mínimo de 620,
Okay.
pero no quiere decir que no califican solo
Okay.
porque no tienen 620.
Ajá.
Los metemos a cada una de las familias en lo que es consejera financiera
Okay.
para que trabajen en su crédito.
Okay.
Ya si tienen un crédito alto, como quieras, los metemos porque queremos que se quede alto el crédito.
Sí.
Porque muchas veces no sabemos que si compramos algo en el crédito, nos afecta el crédito. Y es lo que pasa muchas veces.
Okay.
So,
Sí.
los educamos en el crédito, cómo trabaja el crédito, qué afecta el crédito para que trabajen en el crédito y puedan comprar esa casa.
Sí.
También buscamos la habilidad, que tenga la habilidad para pagar.
Okay.
So, vamos a ver los ingresos.
Sí.
No más del 30% de lo que gana una persona mensualmente puede ir a la hipoteca,
Okay.
así como no puede ir a su renta, ¿verdad? Entonces, luego también corremos crédito. Queremos ver no nada más el crédito, lo que está, pero también qué le está afectando a la persona y qué son las deudas.
Oh, wow.
Porque
Okay.
también se toman en cuenta las deudas.
Sí.
Porque si tú tienes deuda de un carro, de tus tarjetas de crédito, puede ser que también no puedes pagar una hipoteca. No te podemos meter en un pago que no puedes hacer.
Sí. Entonces la persona tiene que estar listos para poder tener like take on.
Yeah. It's a big step.
Yeah, it's a big step.
And we want to make sure they're prepared.
Okay.
Not just, hey, here, buy this house, but...
¿Y cuánto tiempo cuando uno ya hacen la aplicación, como que es el tiempo para que esto se haga la aplicación? Te dicen, okay, tú pasaste y luego ya vas a hacer la casa. ¿Cómo qué tan largo es para que uno sepa?
El programa para aplicar se puede tardar de 4 a 6 semanas porque tenemos un comité que ellos miran.
Que va a revisar.
Sí.
Okay.
Nosotros revisamos todos la elegibilidad, ¿verdad? Pero ellos votan las familias en el programa.
Okay.
Ya después de eso, el programa se puede durar de 6 meses a 12 meses.
Okay.
Depende en cuánto tiempo tiene la familia para dar.
Okay.
Porque tienen que hacer las 200 o 250 horas. Y esas horas de
eso también en español. Hay que ser, porque parte de esto es de, por decir, poner, ¿cómo se dice sweat equity en español? Tienen que sudar y trabajar y ser parte de la construcción y también ir a clases.
Sí. Okay. Es como en vez del enganche, van a dar su tiempo.
Su tiempo, ok.
Para ayudar, seguir con la misión que tenemos nosotros, para ayudar a más familias, porque lo que van a hacer es trabajar en las casas, van a aprender cómo martillar.
Y estamos aquí viendo, los que están viendo aquí, estamos viendo aquí el website, el sitio, ¿verdad? La página de Habitat for Humanity. Estamos viendo unas fotos de unos familiares, porque son voluntarios. También, además de la familia, luego se viene otro grupo, ¿verdad? De personas que son parte del proyecto.
Todo es, como dicen, it takes a village.
Sí.
Toma muchas personas que
¿cómo en español? It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a home. Se lleva todo un pueblo.
Todo un pueblo.
Para levantar la casa.
Toma un pueblo para hacer una comunidad.
Okay.
Y entonces tenemos mucha gente que da su tiempo, así como dan dinero también, dan su tiempo para ayudar a las familias. Es algo muy bonito.
Sí, sí, estoy viendo aquí las fotos, ¿verdad? Qué bonito se ve.
Yeah.
So, tenemos una pregunta aquí.
Yeah, so, cada mes, también para más información, cada mes tenemos nosotros lo que es informaciones, presentaciones en español y en inglés.
Okay.
So, la que viene para junio va a ser el 1 de junio en español y el 2 de junio en inglés.
Okay.
Y yo hago las presentaciones.
Muy bien. La maestra, la profesora va a dar la clase.
Y es muy bueno porque pueden preguntar las preguntas. Enseño exactamente cómo trabaja el proceso. En detalle, hasta les digo qué documentos vamos a pedir para que empiecen ya a agarrar los documentos y las copias de los documentos. So, el 1 de junio es en español y el 2 de junio va a ser en inglés.
Wow, so están escuchando aquí ahorita que ya viene la policía por nosotros, no se preocupen. No, pero mira, es urgente. Pongan esas fechas, ya están oyendo las sirenas, pongan esas fechas en sus calendarios para que vayan a las clases, para que puedan conocer para que puedan conocer a Silvia Villalpando y conozcan, ¿verdad? Cómo se hace este proceso, qué se requiere, qué preguntas. Cualquier pregunta.
Cualquier pregunta.
No what's that saying in English? No question is a dumb
Question? Yeah.
The question not asked is a dumb question?
No question.
Okay, I messed that up the saying. Never mind. Just ask your questions. I am already confusing myself, but I'm in education, so I'm really big on making sure that students are constantly asking questions. And I always actually lead my instruction or trainings, whatever I'm doing when I'm working with adults or with students. I always begin with questions.
Yeah, and our website, la página web tiene mucha información, pero siempre es bueno hablar con una persona.
Sí, especialmente los hispanos, nos tenemos que sentar y tocar y cómo estás
y abrazar
y dinos un poquito más, that's how we operate. Yeah. It's like through village, through family, through community, and sitting down and seeing a person one-on-one. And thank God we can do this now.
Oh yeah.
And it's virtual too. I just realized there's virtual sessions that you can.
Yeah, antes lo hacíamos en persona, pero cuando pasó la pandemia. Empezamos virtual, pero es mejor virtual porque pueden venir desde su casa, desde el carro, se pueden en su celular. Sí. Es más flexible y es algo que mucha gente le gusta porque en veces no quieren ver, quieren escuchar y preguntar, ¿verdad? Y so pueden llamar, pueden usar su celular, su computadora.
Y también, can you go in person too?
We don't have
not yet. So right now it's virtual.
Yes.
So you meet virtually and ask all these questions. You can phone in, you can call in. Is it FaceTime?
No,
Teams?
Just
visual?
It's just like a webinar, like a Zoom.
Like a Zoom. Okay, and ask your questions. Okay.
But si hacemos citas en persona.
Okay.
Sí, si estamos agarrando a gente con citas en persona, yo me gusta decirles a todos, si tienen preguntas, si tienen dudas, me llaman, hagan una cita para poder ver la aplicación y a ver qué les hace falta.
Muy bien. Así es que, bien rápidamente, diles a la audiencia en español primero, cómo se pueden conectar contigo, cómo se pueden conectar con la página para poder hacer la inscribirse, ¿verdad? Para la clase virtual. Abrirles ahorita a la audiencia para que te conozcan a ti. Nuevamente estamos aquí en radiocristalUSA.com. Aquí estamos con Silvia Villalpando, quien viene aquí a representar a Habitat for Humanity. Nos está dando una información, fuente de información de cómo conectarse si en caso que ustedes necesitan su propio hogar y ir por este programa y están ahorita construyendo casas por el noreste parte de Houston. Así es que Silvia Villalpando, una vez más, dile a la audiencia cómo se pueden conectar contigo, con Habitat for Humanity y empezar quizás el proceso de tener su propio hogar.
Sí, claro que sí, muchas gracias. Sí, pueden ir a houstonhabitat.org. En esta página van a encontrar la aplicación, la información, nuestro contacto, nuestro teléfono, que es 713-671-9993. Y también pueden encontrar que las fechas de los webinars, las presentaciones virtuales que tenemos. Y no dije ahorita, pero quería decir que también tenemos una online quiz que pueden hacer para ver si califican y son si pueden
pueden aplicar y son elegibles. So rápidamente ya puedes hacer como un survey, ¿verdad? Para ver si tú puedes entrar ya y a ver cómo te pueden ayudar.
Y ahí tenemos la aplicación y se pueden comunicar con nosotros.
Y si hay alguien en español que les puede ayudar, además de a otras personas, porque a veces una pregunta que a lo mejor la gente va a preguntar, ¿tengo que ser ciudadano? ¿Tengo que presentar papeles que soy ciudadano? ¿Cómo va eso?
Buena pregunta. Sí, sí tienen que ser ciudadanos o tienen que tener su residencia permanente. Sí.
Así es que ya escucharon, si son ciudadanos, su residencia, hay muchas sílabas, residencia permanente, pueden empezar la aplicación para ver si ustedes pueden calificar y tener su propio hogar. Así es. All right, so a little bit in English now. We're going to turn it because, we're bilingual, we're Tex-Mex, all that here. Go ahead and tell them again a little bit about you. How did you get involved with Habitat for Humanity? That's a question I would like to know. And then also for the people that are listening in English, give them a little bit about how they can connect to you, to Habitat for Humanity, and get involved with the upcoming virtual session.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with how to apply. You can apply at houstonhabitat.org. You can also reach us at 713-671-9993. And our website is going to have the virtual information session dates, which the next upcoming one is going to be June 2nd. in English and June 1st in Spanish. And there is also a quiz to see if you're eligible, which is really neat.
Yeah. So right away.
Yeah. And a little bit about myself. I was looking into Houston Habitat.
Yeah.
I thought they gave away homes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was looking to see how I could volunteer.
I love it.
And I saw that they were hiring. And then what got me is I had been praying for like a place where I fit in. And I felt like God kind of led me there because I saw their mission statement, which is building, stability, independence, and strength. And I just fell in love and I applied and I got it. And here I am.
Here you are, spreading the message, especialmente en español, porque estamos hablando de la necesidad de que la comunidad del habla hispana sepa de este tipo de programa. And you know what? I always feel like paths cross for a reason, because when you said your PR people were coming, and I'm like, oh my God, I know them. That's my primas here. And then on the way over here, I got a call from a really good friend of mine from high school, whose last name is Villalpando.
That's crazy.
And I was like, you know what? The universe always puts people in your path for a reason. And here you are to share this amazing information. And I want to say thank you.
Thank you for having me.
For taking the time.
It means a lot.
Yes, yes, thank you. So, mi super comadre Liliana, ya estamos al final, ¿verdad? Do you have my quote of the week? And while we're getting the quote of the week, I got these amazing eyelashes on that were, my eyelashes are brought to you by Cookie Face Cosmetics. So Latricia Grace, who's another amazing high school friend who started her business called Cookie Face Cosmetics, is the one that's always sending me eyelashes via the mail. So here is what it looks like. It's called Cookie Face Cosmetics. Go ahead and connect with her and get your lashes on, like mine. All right, so I have my quote of the week, and have you ever heard of Brene Brown?
I have not.
Brene Brown. Anyone?
I have not.
Okay, so Brene Brown is my girl, but she doesn't know it yet. I applied to be part of her board that she didn't have yet, but I said, hey, I'm going to send my resume. Like one day when you have your board, you need a Latina on there. But Brene Brown is someone that I've been following, and she is out of the University of Houston, graduated from UT and U of H. And one of my favorite quotes is, "The bravest among us are the most brokenhearted. We risk heartache when we choose to love. The choice to love is the choice to be vulnerable." So thank you for being vulnerable and looking for a mission that's going to complement you, because now you're here to share that with the world.
Well, thank you for helping spread the message. Yes. That's really important.
Yes. So, and on behalf of RadioCrystalUSA.com, may you be brave. May you get your heart broken sometimes, whether it's a position you wanted and you didn't get it. Maybe it was some guy you liked or some girl, whatever, and it didn't happen, but you put yourself out there. And that's what this is about. If you have a story, you have a resource, you have something to share, come and join me on the couch and share what you have for the world, because you never know whose life you might touch. So Stephanie Wilkins said, there is no such thing as a dumb question. Okay, that's the saying. There it is. Okay, thank you. My fellow educator warrior, she was also part of the NHPO board, who's also, an amazing deacon. Thank you so much for helping me with that, because sometimes my English and Spanish kind of clash. They collide, and all my dichos get all mixed up. So be brave, get your heart broken, even though sometimes, that's what it takes for you to continue moving forward and spreading the love and stepping out into any arena that you wish to step into, whether it's, going and giving a voice to Habitat for Humanity in Espanol, or if you have something you want to share with the world. Join me on the couch, and let's share it. Let's comadrear with La Super Comadre Claudia on RadioCrystalUSA.com. So, Comadre Liliana, ¿dónde estás?
I'm right here. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Silvia Villalobos. No, perdón. Villalpando. Silvia Villalpando. I have a friend Villalobos. Silvia Villalpando, thank you for being a super comadre now.
Yes.
Thank you for
You're
having
officially
me.
now a super comadre on Radio
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Hey, like I tell my kids, silent cheering.
I know, I do that too. Bueno, super comadre Liliana, pues gracias por tener esta plataforma para nosotros. Thank you so much for doing this so that we can be here for everyone that's listening, and for those that are going to listen every day at 10 o'clock in the morning and again at 10 o'clock at night on RadioCrystalUSA.com. And come back and like, friend, share, tweet. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we are here for you. So join us, listen, or be part of us, and we'd love to hear from you. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm La Super Comadre from RadioCrystalUSA.com, and I just want to tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So, La Super Comadre, my platform is all about bringing people on, special guests, who either do something for the community, who have done something for the community, who match up the pillars of what my show is about, which is about taking care of your heart and soul, which is about political engagement, which is about education. So every person that comes on can be a super comadre or a super compadre, someone that's out there doing something for the community. So I invite you all to listen and to watch every Tuesday when we record the show. But it also repeats on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 10 o'clock at night on RadioCrystalUSA.com. And don't forget to give us a like. Adios.